Welcome to another gameplay FPS video, and this is going to be an interesting video. Just want to let you know, definitely take note of our dedicated GPU memory and our shared GPU memory. So this is another HP 2020 14-inch laptop test, and it was a doozy. So here are the specs. Remember that we do have 32 gigabytes of RAM, which allows the computer to have 2 gigabytes of dedicated GPU memory and 15 gigabytes of shared GPU memory. The reason why I'm telling everybody this is because if you look on the VRAM usage on the upper right corner, it is actually tapping, or it has access to about 14 gigabytes of VRAM usage for this game. So this game is the Call of Duty Warzone. Shout out to the comments for mentioning this game. It's a free game. I mean, the free version of it too, so that I can test it. It is interesting because this laptop was not supposed to be able to run this game. So this is actually, the footage I'm showing you right now is just training with bots. I'm gonna show you some real gameplay soon, but I did the Can You Run It website, and the CPU, this HP laptop CPU, which is a 3050U AMD Silver Athlon, it was never supposed to run this game. So I'm actually surprised it did. And when I did the Can You Run It website, this was with 32 gigabytes of RAM. So the reason why I'm telling everybody this is because if you look on the upper left corner, our GPU usage is 93%. So I could be wrong, but it looks like it's tapping a lot of RAM on this laptop right now, like 93%. I've never seen that happen before. This is a really resource intensive game from what I can tell right now. So you can see the FPS is like 15, 14, so not too bad. CPU, it's 100% as expected. RAM usage is 34%, so I don't know how well this game will actually run with 16 gigabytes of RAM. Just wanted to let everybody know. I don't know if you guys do run it and it works. Just let me know. That would be really interesting, because like I said, we do have 32 gigabytes of RAM available, and it provides a lot of the GPU or the VRAM, and this thing is tapping 93% of our GPU. So it's pretty interesting. I don't think that it's tapping just 2 gigabytes of dedicated GPU memory. I think it's tapping the 14 gigabytes of VRAM that we saw earlier. I could totally be wrong. I'm not a gaming expert, but that's my interpretation of this test from what I can see from the results. And either way, RAM usage 34%, 36%. That's more than 8 gigabytes of RAM. So this game is really resource intensive. It's pretty intense, and I can see the appeal. It's just like Call of Duty. When I play on console, another battle royale game. So I guess battle royale is really in right now, but pretty nice. With the 32 gigabytes of RAM, it was working really well. I made sure all the pixel shaders and all that stuff was updated. So the settings were definitely low. I'll put up the screenshot of the settings later as well in when we do the actual real gameplay. Because for now, I didn't want to confuse everybody with the against the bots, and then our settings are the same against the bots too, but it's pretty interesting. Call of Duty, yeah, it's pretty intense. So here we are, time for the actual test with battle royale style. So yeah, definitely CPU is definitely being worked at 100%, and the GPU, which I've never seen before, looking at 90%. If you look on the upper right, VRAM usage, again, it's tapping about 14 gigabytes of VRAM. So here's the resolution, 1366 by 768, low settings. Anti-Aliasing is off. Ambient occlusion disabled. I don't know what that means. Screen space, reflection is disabled. Depth of field disabled. World motion blur disabled. Weapon motion blur enabled. Film grain 0.25. And there's a bunch of other options I didn't include. There's a lot of stuff. I bet you there's a bunch of stuff you could probably disable as well to make the gameplay better. But I mean, even playing against people, it actually wasn't too bad. 15, 16 FPS. So, I spent a lot of time in the gulag too. So pretty interesting stuff. But I have to say, most of these players, they are super good. Like, wow. I could not get any damage. Like, I joined a squad or whatever, like 4 people, and we all just bit the dust pretty quick. Basically, I spent a lot of time in the gulag. So this is the warm-up, some footage of the warm-up. It was running pretty good during the warm-up too with other people. 17 FPS as you can see, 18. Yeah, so I'm kind of curious myself. In the future, if I do get 16 gigabytes of RAM, I want to see how well this thing performs maybe in the future. Maybe I guess I could remove one of the sticks, but we'll see because I have to do more video game tests. But at 32 gigabytes of RAM, I did not imagine seeing 92% of 14 gigabytes being tapped for our GPU. RAM usage 40%. So this is actually the real battle royale test right here. So you see the RAM, 40% usage. So it is a resource-intensive game. I do not recommend playing this game on this laptop, even with 32 gigabytes of RAM. That's just my opinion because I don't know. It was just never meant to run this game. But I have to say it's a miracle this thing is running. Yeah, I don't know if the Can You Run It website was like not right or something, or did we get lucky or something with a faster SSD? I don't know how to explain it, but I even double checked the Can You Run It website, and I tried running this laptop with all the upgrades, and it was never supposed to run this game, and I guess I was proven wrong again by this laptop. But other than that, it was pretty fun driving around. I tried to meet up with a team, but we pretty much got eliminated pretty quick. That was probably my fault for driving around a lot. Hey, but we survived for a while, so it was pretty fun. I enjoyed testing this game, but the prep for this game was a lot. Like I had to uninstall a bunch of games. This game took up a lot of space, and the updates, a lot of updates on this game, for the initial installs and stuff. So definitely a lot of work on this game here. I have to say it is playable. You're looking at 15 FPS. CPU usage 100%, GPUs in the 90s, and RAM's like in the 40s. So that is, wow, that is a lot. But like I said, I could totally be wrong, and I could be misinterpreting the results. But if you guys saw the settings earlier, it had the ability to tap into a little bit more than 14 gigabytes of VRAM. So there's no way that and like I said earlier, I have no idea how this laptop is running this game. So next game we do have Apex Legends. So this game was pretty playable. The graphics and the the images, it kind of creeped me out at the beginning for some reason. But then again, like I don't want to underestimate this laptop, but some of the settings were on high, like the sun shadow coverage, sun shadow detail. Dynamic spot shadows were enabled. Model detail was on high. So, this is the default stuff. And I don't know if the laptop just wanted to do it. So first test, of course, I had to go through basic training and stuff. Sliding was fun. CPU usage was pretty reasonable, 30%, 22%. But the real test comes when we play with other people. So GPU, 98%. The good thing about the 98% is you can control the max on this as well for VRAM, and the max VRAM was set on very low, which is 2 gigabytes of VRAM. So that 98%, that 97% GPU, I'm assuming is that it's only 98% of 2 gigabytes. I could totally be wrong, but that is how I'm reading this. As we go along, and I guess as we test more games, which is not what I really had in mind, I guess we're going to learn more, and I'm sure people will let us know in the comments, and we'll probably learn all together, and we'll, improve and figure everything out in the future. RAM usage 16%. FPS wise though, it looked a little bit lower than the Modern Warfare. Like FPS is 9 and 10, but as you saw earlier, most of the settings on this thing was high. So you could totally change it up. You could probably, put some of the stuff on low, and you'd have better FPS on this game. To be honest, it wasn't too bad in my opinion, but definitely a different type of game for me. It's a lot like Call of Duty actually, and people are actually really good, but the environment is huge. This thing is huge. And I think it seems like you definitely gotta be patient, and it's kind of like a survival thing too. But FPS is 9, you can see right there, 10. So, other than that though, I think you can totally run this with 16 gigabytes of RAM. Like I said earlier, for the modern Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Warzone, the Warzone game. Just my opinion, but I don't think I would run that game at even with 16 gigabytes. But I have been proven wrong before, so it's pretty interesting. But for Apex Legends, this is the actual test. So even the intro, actually, instead of parachuting down, you guys kind of like I guess jetpack down as a team, which is really awesome. So that was actually really fun, and you can really like run around and stuff. So look at that intro, amazing. Whoever thought of that was pretty cool. Just a pretty cool entrance right there instead of a parachute, and then like you get to pick up your weapons and stuff. So you're looking at the max resolution of this monitor, which is 1366 by 768. VSync is triple buffered, so you could probably adjust that too. Texture streaming budget is 2 gigabytes. So I'm assuming that, for the GPU as well, it's tapping about 2 gigabytes, and ambient occlusion quality is high. I don't know what that means. Effects details high. Impact marks is high. So you're seeing a lot of high there. Sun detail shadow is high. So RAM is about 20%. So CPU usage, I'm glad it wasn't like 100% most of the time. Not like the other intense game. So I feel like even with 16 gigabytes of RAM, and how the CPU is doing right now, I feel like Apex Legends is something this laptop can handle. Not as stock, but of course as with upgraded RAM. So GPU, you're looking at 99%. So it's using about 2 gigabytes of RAM. And the environment, I know this is not like a HD monitor or whatever, but I was stunned. I was like, whoa, this is pretty nice. I didn't see a lot of combat, but I've tried running around and stuff. But when I did encounter combat, I pretty much got obliterated pretty quick. Me and the team. People are really good at this game, but I was just the environment on this thing was pretty nice. So I can see. I see why a lot of people like this game. You can run around, you can slide. Well, kind of like Call of Duty too. A lot of people like running and sliding around. I couldn't ride any of the vehicles, but maybe there's a way. But pretty cool. But it kind of got scary for me playing this game because it's so empty. It's so big, and then it took a lot of time before I even encountered anybody other than my team. I even had to split from my team just to kind of find the area. And I think what surrounds in this game, it's not like gas or, I think it's like water or something. It's like a flood or something. So it's another battle royale game, so it's pretty interesting. It reminds me a lot of the Hunger Games and Fortnite, but it's just like a completely different like environment. So FPS is like 11. But like I said, you could totally adjust some of the settings and get a higher FPS if that's what you want. But in my opinion, as you can see, pretty smooth. VSync got triple buffered. Wow. I bet you if you adjusted the VSync, you could definitely make better FPS results. But yeah, this game wasn't too bad. The Call of Duty one was definitely like a lot of space. Pretty awesome. But I did enjoy making this video, and I did learn something new. And I guess not everything on the Can You Rent It website will be 100% accurate. There's a lot of configurations and stuff, and maybe they made the game adaptable so that you could run it on these type of computers. But once again, the HP computer did not disappoint. In the future, somebody did request Team Fortress 2, I guess, and I think I have another game I haven't shown everybody. So, but I'm definitely going to do a few other type of videos. And, here's the part where I got obliterated pretty quick. Though, that guy was just like, boom, too easy for them. I don't know how they got that type of accuracy, but pretty intense stuff. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Take it easy.